Hello, friend, and welcome to today's Yoga Flow. My name is Kai, and I'll be your guide. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm currently located just outside of the studio at Serenity Farm. I teach a slow yoga flow here every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. and I got here a little bit early, so I figured why not do a little yoga to get in the zone. Today on the mat, we will practice a little bit of strength, a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of balance, and we will slow down, breathe a little deeper, and settle into the present moment. So to get started, we'll begin lying on our back, legs extended, arms at our sides. Allowing all points of contact on the mat to feel heavy. There's a rooster. He likes to sing. Allow yourself to be lulled by the soft rooster sounds in the background. Noticing the point of contact between your body and the mat. Noticing in the back of your head, your shoulder blades, your glutes, your calves, your heels, all making contact with the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let something go. Begin to notice your breath. Notice where you feel it. Maybe you notice your breath in the rise and fall of your belly and chest. Maybe you can feel your breath all the way in your hips and your low back. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Begin to shake your head left to right, a gentle massage on the back of your skull. Slow and steady. And then on your next inhale, find some stillness. Reach your arms overhead for a full body stretch. Roll through your ankles, roll through your wrists, and just find what feels good for 2 breaths. Then on your next inhale, find some stillness and reach tall. Then exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Your hands find your knees. Then on your inhale, you reach tall again. Exhale, hands to your knees to your chest. Extend, inhale. Crunch, exhale. Lift your nose to meet your knees. Wrap your hands around your shins and give yourself a gentle squeeze. Take a breath in. Then exhale, release your head and neck back to the mat. Your hands find the tops of your knees and begin making small circles on the ceiling for a gentle low back massage. Switch the direction of your circle if you haven't already. Then pause, your hands clasp along your right shin, your left leg extends. Let it hover, then release it down. Open your hip by moving your right knee in and out, opening and closing your hip. Then open your hip and pause. Inhale. And on your exhale, supine twist. Bring your right knee over to the left side, gaze to the right. 1 deep breath. Exhale. Move through center to release the pose. Give your knee 1 last squeeze and then switch sides. Your right leg extends. Left knee comes in. Lower your right leg to the mat. Open and close your left hip by moving your knee in and out. Then open your hip and pause. Inhale. And on your exhale, supine twist, bring your knee over to the right side, gaze to the left, shoulders glued to the mat. 1 deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Back through center, release the pose. Give your knee a little squeeze when you get to center. Then bring your right knee in. Lift your nose to meet your knees. And then release down, planting your feet. Your hands are by your side, bridge pose. Press into your hands and feet, and then lift your hips high, adjusting your shoulders if you need to. Maybe you opt to clasp your hands underneath your hips for a shoulder opener. Let your hips hold high for 3, 2, 1, then release the pose. Bring your knees to your chest, your hands find the backs of your thighs, and begin to rock and roll 3 times. On your third rock and roll, begin to find tabletop. Maybe you roll over your feet. Settling into tabletop, pressing through your hands, the tops of your feet and your knees. Move back and forth. Feeling what it feels like to lean forward and stretch into your wrists, gripping through your fingertips, pressing through the tops of your feet and your knees. Then find some stillness. Inhale, lift your gaze, lower your belly. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your pelvis, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. Empty out all the air in your lungs, and then inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine. Press your hips back to child's pose. Let your hips feel heavy. Let your forehead meet the mat. Stretching your fingertips out in front of you. Take a breath to ground. Then lift your gaze. Begin to press up into modified plank. Squeezing your heels to your glutes. Lifting up out of your shoulders. Straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Inhale. Lower hover, exhale. Press up, inhale. Back to child's, exhale. Let's follow that flow 2 more times. Modified plank, inhale. Lower hover, exhale. Press up, inhale. Back to child's. Last time, follow your breath. Modified plank. Lower hover. Press back up. Back to child's. Downward facing dog. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips. On your inhale, your gaze shifts forward, then tiptoe your feet to meet your hand and forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. 2 more just like that. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Fold. Full lift, rising all the way up. Arms reach overhead. Open your chest, cactus your arms, exhale. Reach tall, inhale. Open your chest, exhale. Reach tall. Then fold over and release. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Plant your hands and step your feet back to plank. Option to lower your knees and modify. Shift forward, inhale. Lower hover, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Let's flow through 1 more vinyasa. Inhale to high plank. Exhale to lower hover. Lift your chest, inhale. Then downward facing dog. Gaze shifts to the top of your mat, and then make your way to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chair, exhale. Sit a little lower. Tuck your pelvis. Lift your arms, shoulders away from your ears. Then find revolved chair. Your left elbow hooks along your right knee, lifting up out of your chest, out of your shoulders. And then how slowly can you step back to revolved high lunge? Stepping your left foot back, finding your balance, keeping the twist, lifting your gaze maybe. Then we'll find arrow lunge. Chest is lowered, gaze is down, arms by your side. High lunge, inhale, arms overhead. Arrow lunge, exhale, arms by your side. High lunge, inhale. Arrow, exhale. One last one, high lunge. Then arrow. Lift to high lunge. Then find warrior two. Settle into your warrior two. Gaze over your right fingertips. Then find lateral lunge, bending your left knee, lowering your hips. Your right toes are flexed. Press back up to warrior two. Down to lateral. Pause, hold. Maybe lower your hips a bit more. 3, 2, 1. Let's find wide-legged forward fold. Both hands on your right foot or your right ankle. Take a breath. Then switch sides. Then roll up to center. Arms reach overhead. Inhale. Then warrior two, exhale. Arrow lunge, windmill your arms around. High lunge, arms overhead. We'll twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Find your stability. Then dragonfly twist, left hand lowers, right hand high. Then lower your back knee for easy twist. Low lunge, your left hand lifts, chest is facing forward. Lowering your right hip, squaring off your pelvis. Maybe you move a little forward and back. Then tuck your back toes. Single leg mountain, lift off. Then back down to low lunge. Lift off to single leg mountain. Then back down to low lunge. 2 more, single leg mountain. Low lunge. Single leg mountain. And then back to low lunge. Awesome job. Plant your left hand. And then find a seated position, sitting on your left glute first. Knees crossing over. Lift your chest. Knees. Whew, a bee just flew by. Knees are stacked on top of each other. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Back to that easy twist. Then plant your left hand. Step back to tabletop. Press back to child's. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So find downward facing dog. Gaze shifts to the top of your mat and make your way to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Then chair, exhale. Revolve chair. Right elbow hooks on your left knee. Chest is twisted. And then step your right foot backward and revolved high lunge. Arrow lunge. Chest is lowered, gaze is lowered, arms by your side. High lunge, inhale, arms overhead. Arrow, exhale. High lunge, inhale. Arrow, exhale. High lunge. Arrow. One last high lunge. And then find warrior two. Gaze over your left fingertips. Lateral lunge, bending your right leg, left toes flex, lower your hips. Back up to warrior two. One more just like that, lateral lunge. And warrior two. Go down to lateral and pause. Sit a little lower. Then wide-legged forward fold. Rise all the way up, arms reach overhead. Heels in, toes out. Find goddess squat, lower your hips. Then rise all the way up. Back to warrior two. Windmill your arms around to arrow lunge. Reach your arms overhead for high lunge. Then find a twist, right hand forward. Then plant your right hand, dragonfly twist. Then lower your right knee, easy twist. Finding low lunge, arms reach up. Squaring off your hips, tucking your pelvis, leaning forward and back. Then find some stillness. Tuck your back toes. Launch up to single leg mountain. Then back down to low lunge. Single leg mountain. Back up to low lunge. Single leg mountain. Back down to low lunge. Last one, single leg mountain. And low lunge. Nice job. Place your right hand on the mat, finding eagle legs, stacking your knees on top of each other, sitting on your right hip first. Take a breath in and exhale. Back up to the easy twist. Then plant your left hand, step your left foot back, we're in table, and press your hips back to child's. Slowly lift your chest, we're in hero's pose. Close your eyes, place your hands on your thighs. Begin to roll through your wrists. Switch the direction of your circle. Then roll your shoulders up and back. And then up and forward. Place your hands at your sides. Lift your left hand and lean all the way over for a side stretch. Take a breath here. And then slowly switch sides. Your left hand plants. Your right hand lifts, leaning over. Inhale. And exhale. Back through center. Look to the left. Look to the right. Back to center. Look up. Chin to chest. Back through center. Right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. Back up to center. Hands come to your chest. Prayer. Let your thumbs feel your heartbeat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Notice what it feels like to breathe now compared to the beginning of practice. Notice your heartbeat. Feel the blood pulse through your veins. Let your hips feel heavy. Let your legs ground into the mat. Take another breath in. Exhale. Thank you so much for flowing with me. Namaste. Thank you so much for flowing with me, and if you wanted to meditate afterwards, I highly recommend it, even if you just lay on the mat for an extra 30 seconds and breathe a little deeper. Just give yourself a chance to soak in all the goodness from your practice today, all the times you challenged your strength, your flexibility, your balance, the times you had the wisdom to shake things off and try again, and the wisdom to hold back when you need it. It was really awesome to be able to flow with you virtually, and I hope to flow with you again soon.